Right. So tell me a little bit about your website.
So Leave Astoria is a site for 25 to 35 year olds mainly. It's a site for anybody who wants to check it out, but I try to appeal specifically to people like me. That's who I can talk to. I don't try to talk to anybody necessarily too far out of my demographic that I'm going to be out of my element. But hopefully in the future we'll be able to have more people that can be able to speak to other demographics and be able to serve more needs. But meanwhile, the site it helps people connect with others in the neighborhood. It creates a way for people to make other friends that have an interest in enjoying the nightlife, the food, the drinks, going to concerts, whatever it is that we have to offer here in Astoria. Is just a way for people to find other people that also enjoy it.
And why? I mean, did you wake up one morning and had the idea, or to do this? I mean,
yeah, it's definitely been something that's evolved over the last few years. I had a normal 9-to-5 job in Manhattan, and for 4 years I've been commuting. I really didn't know anybody out here in Astoria, other than roommates I had in the past. And I just caught myself always going to Manhattan to go get a beer, and I just thought that was ridiculous to not have any bros in the neighborhood that I could just go grab a beer with here.
True.
Or just go check out some local music. I just really wasn't up on the scene. So I created a site for people to be able to well, first it started as a meetup group, to be honest, and so I started a meetup group for Friday happy hours for people to come out for. Quickly, we started outgrowing establishments that we had too many people coming; they couldn't fit. We packed this place here at Dillinger's on more than one occasion, and so I needed to create a way, a website for people to be able to create their own meetups, essentially, to create subgroups within the Leave Astoria brand that have an interest in dining or sports or whatever it is that their interest might be.
Are you the only one running up the website?
Full time. Other people contribute events and they contribute content. Anybody can write a blog for a site if they really wanted to.
Sure.
Any establishment can post their events to the calendar. But I'm the only guy in the office.
Right. And how long has it been going?
It started in April of 2008, so we're coming up on 2 years.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
2 years in this. It's really hard, right? It's a tiring job. I mean,
it's very time intensive, and it's kind of like good fun though. It's a job that is fun, but when fun becomes a job, fun isn't always fun.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool. I'm out almost every night, meeting new people, tasting new food, having new drinks, whatever. Get some great invites to establishments whenever they're opening for the first time, and I'm able to pass that on to readers and members of my site who want to check out the new latest and greatest. I often can make a pretty good recommendation for them.
Yeah, that's cool. So you know a lot. You basically know a story just like this, like the palm of your hand.
Well, I'm not like an old timer that's been around Astoria forever that knows
How long
like
have
the
you been
history.
here for?
Been here for 6 years.
6 years. That's a lot.
Yeah. So I've been here for 6 years, but people that are born and raised in Astoria, they can tell you a story about every building here. I know Astoria now. I kind of feel like there's old Astoria and new Astoria, and I definitely feel like I know new Astoria pretty well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I noticed that you have users on your site. How many users do you have?
I haven't checked lately, but it's up over 3,200, maybe 3,400 people.
Well, I'm guessing not all of them live in Astoria.
Most of them, yeah.
32?
Yeah, there's last time that we did the calculations and looked at our users, there was like 99.5% live in Astoria.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a few people that have moved out. There are a few people that are just fans of Astoria, or that their son or daughter lives in Astoria. They want to see what's going on. Yeah, there's some people. We have one member that lives in Orlando. She's never been to New York. she just stumbled upon one of our blogs and just liked the writing style and made friends with some of the people through our chat room, and so she's regularly contributes to the site.
That's good.
My travel editor, which is really odd, she actually lives in Amsterdam. She's not even in Astoria, but she lived here for 10 years or so, and she really hated to move, and so this is insane. So she writes every week. She contributes a blog, which it's a little ironic, writing a travel blog about where you should go when you leave Astoria, because the site's called whyleaveastoria.com. But as I often say, you can't spend all your time in Astoria. I'm not telling people never to leave. I'm saying, work in Manhattan, that's cool. Come back out to Astoria, go to happy hour with some people, go to dinner out here. But so yeah, she lives in Amsterdam, and she writes a travel blog about different places that you can go from Astoria and how to get there that you wouldn't necessarily think about it, like going to the cloisters, and she'll tell you maybe there's a great museum or a bike path or something. Maybe there's some crazy event that's happening out in Staten Island, and so she'll give you the step-by-step details on how to get out there to Staten Island.
Cool, it's good.
Yeah. So it's nice. It's good for us to know that there's things outside of Astoria. It's good for her to have that connection back to Astoria.
Cool. Keeping the communities together.
Yeah, totally.
Now, you had a regular job.
Beer break.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, 2 years ago. You just quit everything. You quit your job.
Yeah, that's a short story. That I had a really good position. I worked at a television network. Worked in production and have a background in interactive design. So I was kind of their liaison between interaction and production, television production. So it was really a good segue from there into starting my own business, doing something like this. The opportunity arose, and I jumped on it. It started as a hobby. I had some other part-time things that I was doing, but my New Year's resolution for 2009 was to flip-flop and make my hobby, Why Leave Astoria, my job, and take my jobs, just different side freelancing things, and some other social media experiments, and make those my hobby instead.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot. Got a lot of...
Cheers. You asked me to hold on for a second to tell a story. I was just saying that a lot of people in Astoria that are part of my website, like all their friends come from WLA now. Whenever they go out, that's their new family. It's really wild that all these new friendships that have been made. And there was actually one couple that met on my website and started dating. And it happens a lot, by the way. But the thing that was different about this one is they decided to get married, and they sent me an email asking if I would consider performing their wedding. And what? They said that they're not religious, and they didn't have a church that they went to, and they met through me, so they asked if I would consider performing their wedding. And I said, don't you have to be a priest or a minister or something to do that? And the guy sent me a link saying, here, you can get ordained online, and then you can perform it. And I said, okay, cool. I said two things. First, you're crazy. Second, absolutely. So I got ordained online. I got my certificate. I went down to City Hall. I got registered in New York City, and I performed the wedding here in Astoria at Brick. It's a restaurant here in Astoria.
I love Brick.
Yeah, it's a great place, and it was actually really beautiful, and I was really honored that they asked me to do it. At first, it was really a joke, but when it was all done, it was like, this is really amazing. Because of me, these people met, and they got married, and now they have a family, they have a kid. It's just crazy.